Welcome to Richard's Fat Man Getting Fit. This is the show where I give myself health advice. You can see that I need it. I would like you to remain respectful in the comment section below. I don't need you to tell me how sexy I am, and let's face it, unless I'm single and you're female, I'm not interested in you. Okay. So in the first episode, I talked about something called body positivity. Now I need to explain that, because I know what it means, but I'm giving somebody advice if they were me. The way... Something moved. The way to know if this channel is right for you is take a look at me. Do I look like I'm in your health range? If the answer is yes, then yeah, I could probably help you. If the answer is no, then why would you be listening to me to begin with? Try to listen to people who are healthier than you. Anyway, what is body positivity and why is it so important? Well, go Google it and you will see a bunch of fat chicks in bikinis. Yeah. I don't know if that helps much. Body positivity is... There's a story about... This is kind of a tangent. A story about Mr. Rogers, you know. This guy was an African-American, was a homosexual, and he worked with Mr. Rogers. Nobody knew he was a homosexual because of course, at the time that wasn't acceptable. It was back, I think, in the 70s. And the guy, you know, he's just standing there working on set for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And he suddenly hears Mr. Rogers say, "I love you just the way you are." And he turns around and he looks at Mr. Rogers and he says, "Are you talking to me?" And Mr. Rogers says, "I've always been talking to you. This is just the first time you've heard me." Then the two men embraced and cried. What does this have to do with body positivity, or a positive body outlook is? Accept your body for what it is. Very simple. Don't be ashamed of what you look like or who you are. Why is this important? Well, I knew a man who went to the gym. He had already spent $5,000 or $6,000 on weight equipment at home, and it wasn't working out for him, so he got a gym membership for $50 a month. He would take the bus to the gym because he didn't have a car. He'd work out and he'd take the bus home. And he would never shower. Not at the gym anyway. I said, well, you know, look, if you're not working up enough of a sweat at the gym to shower, you're wasting your time. And he goes, yeah, well, I don't want the other men to see me. Very well, he had body image issues. And again, yeah, okay, I don't find this attractive. It's covered in scars. It's all banged up. I've got inflammation. Still got that inflammation back here that I showed you before. Okay. So, you know, do I go out there and say, oh, this is fine, I don't need to work out? No, I don't. I go out there and I say, look, this is what I look like. You have a problem with it. It's got to be your problem. I cannot be ashamed of what I look like. You know, I actually run around in these blue shorts a lot of the time, trying to get some sun on this because it's good for the production of vitamin K, I believe. But I'm not dead sure. So that's body positivity, is not being ashamed of your body regardless of what it looks like. And you might say, look, all bodies are beautiful. I disagree. And I mean, you know, you look at, say, Nocturnal Animals, the film. In the beginning, they have these very large women doing things that very small women normally do. And the filmmaker said, these women are free. And I'm like, BS. These women are like any other woman being objectified and performing for your pleasure. It may be an art piece, but no, these are objectively women in poor health. And I mean, look, my mother died of cancer. And when she was close to death, her body was riddled with the stuff. It was not a pretty sight. Okay? But you deal with it. You don't look at somebody who's sick and say, "Oh!" That's rude and it's cruel and it's inappropriate. Begin to accept the fact that bodies are bodies. I remember when I was a younger man going to the gym, and I was kind of surprised by the nudity in the locker room. Okay? But no one was looking at me. Nobody cared that I was there. Yeah, there were a couple of people that would sit there and talk to you with their nuts hanging out, but, And now, as a man of 40, look, I've been on the job, mind you, and I once had a woman actually pull down her pants and show me her business. She claimed she was showing me a bruise on her leg below her business, but that's, neither here nor there. I also once was searching a security officer, searching a gentleman, and he said, "Look, there's nothing in my rear end," and he pulled down his pants. At a certain point, the human body is just the human body. Everybody's got a rear end, everybody's got a front end. They may look weird, they may be in strange shapes, they may stink or have scars or have lesions or be in all kinds of bizarre shapes and sizes and forms. But a body is just a body. And we need, as people who want to be healthy, to accept who we are. That is body positivity. That is what I mean by that. So, thank you for watching Fat Man Getting Fit. I hope this has been as informative to you as it has been helpful to me. I again have to remind you I'm not a doctor, so I can't cure what ails you, but I'm here to give myself advice, and hopefully that might be something that applies to you. I'm Richard. Comment, like, and subscribe.